Good evening YouTube, this is Brave Counsel and welcome to tonight's quick crypto briefing. If you enjoy this video, please like, share and subscribe, but with that being said, let's take a deep dive into XRP and the Ripple company. First of all, I'd like to thank the subscribers to this channel. I've been away working in the Middle East for around about the last 18 months. I'm back with a vengeance and I'm hoping to post multiple times every single week. My experience abroad, working in the financial sector, particularly in the Middle East, is completely relevant to XRP and the Ripple company and the cryptocurrency space as a whole. However, I would like to say at this stage, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. You should never invest in crypto based on the opinion of a YouTuber. You must always do your own research before making any purchases in this space. But with that being said, XRP, a lot of people asking me when XRP is going to break out of this range it seems to have found itself in recently, that sort of range between the 42 cent range. And you're still getting on the chats there, the when Lambo, when Moon. I think the question, however, is not when Lambo, when Moon, but how Moon and how Lambo. So I'm going to explain to you now the way I see XRP working and why I think it's going to be a success. So we know that Ripple, the company, is the spider in the middle of the web, so to speak, on this one. A number of financial institutions and banks are now getting involved using the current software provided by the Ripple company, and Ripple are hoping to get people over to their XRP service eventually. Now, I'm going to explain to you from my own experience why I think Ripple and XRP are going to be successful. And how I'm going to do that is by illustrating the world map first of all. So, what you have in front of you is the old Silk Road. We see towards the east China all the way through to Europe. And in between there, the Middle East, India, and out further east, Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, these sorts of countries. Why is that relevant? Well, just as those travelers thousands of years ago moved goods and services physically across the globe, we've now reached a point in human development where electronic movement needs to happen. And electronic movement in particular of money, services, and assets which are not physical but still mean an awful lot to us. So I've been working in this part of the world recently, in particular the United Arab Emirates, Dubai, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain and Kuwait. So my knowledge of this particular region has skyrocketed, shall we say, and it made me realize just how important something like the XRP token is going to be for the future of humanity. In particular, the reason why I was attracted to XRP over and above some other use cases for cryptocurrency at the moment is because of its relevance with regard to remittances. And this is something that I saw firsthand in Dubai. So we just zoom in here and you can see exactly where Dubai itself is, just up the coast here, near Sharjah, and then you have Dubai. You have the Palm here, particularly well known part of Dubai for tourists at the moment. Anyway, enough about my time in Dubai. The reason I bring this up is because one simple reason, and that is foreign workers. Workers coming from other parts of the world, in particular the Far East, places like the Philippines, Indonesia, India, Bangladesh and Nepal. Why do I bring these countries up? Well, there are literally hundreds of thousands of foreign workers around the world today, and they link in to the economies of Europe, of the United States, of Mexico, all the areas that Ripple, the company, are trying to involve themselves and use the current system, but eventually we all know that the end goal is XRP. So the first article I draw your attention to prove that the space is moving in the right direction. We see here from February, UAE exchange and payment platform Unimoni join Ripple's payments network. So I'm going to tell you now, guys, Dubai is the absolute heart of where this is going to take off. A lot of people talk about the Mexico, Philippines routes, things like this. But I can tell you now, there is just as big, if not a bigger market in places like Dubai because of the amount of foreign workers there. So you often see sites like this, Western Union, big queues for the money changing services. Again, Al Ansari exchange here, it was quite a common sight when I was living in Dubai to see queues and queues of people queuing up for these exchanges. Again, another typical example of what it can look like sometimes in this part of the world here, a Western Union. And you've got to think that every one of those people they're queuing is paying a percentage of everything they're sending back home. Every single payment, a percentage to Western Union. What's the difference with XRP? Well, we know it's fast. It can be done by the individual rather than being done through an institution. It can be done through the unbanked. And it can be done without a hefty percentage that have been taken by companies like Western Union for years and years and years. They've been getting away with this for a long time, guys, because there's been no alternative. But now there is an alternative, and that alternative is XRP. Again, when Moon, when Lambo, this is how it will be done. All those people stood in that queue wasting their day just to make a change of money, which they get charged for big time, is going to disappear in the next coming years. You think about that, and then think about the companies that are going to offer this service, of which Ripple is one of those companies. So a second article then talking about the UAE exchange, Ripple to launch blockchain remittances to Asia by Q1 2019. So again, this is an article where we're now in this space. This is happening, guys. We're talking about a cryptocurrency being able to provide liquidity, a stable price, and the ability to move money around the world instantaneously. Think about what that's going to mean for that old Silk Road. Think about how a country like the Philippines, Indonesia, India, Bangladesh, all of the Arab world will benefit from this. And it won't just benefit them, it will benefit Europe and the Americas as well. A lot of my fans and subscribers to this channel, of course, come from America. I've visited America on multiple occasions. I've been to the Eastern Seaboard, Washington. I've been to the Western Seaboard, Southern California. And everywhere I've been in America, people are clued into this space now, either as owners or thinking about owning cryptocurrency. All I can say in that regard is that XRP, for sure, is something that is pushing in the right direction. They're pushing indoors of world problems. Don't get me wrong, I'm also an investor in other cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, all in my portfolio. What I have to say, though, is that XRP is providing a service for people that are very different than you and I. I've never had to worry about money in my life, and I don't say that from a showing off point of view. I've been lucky to be brought up the way I have. I say it from a point of view that millions of people out there haven't been brought up in the way that we often are in the West. Things that we take for granted, things like the ability to access a bank account, the ability to send money back to family and friends, is incredibly difficult in certain parts of the world. And this is why, again, XRP is going to be successful, in my opinion. So that's just one reason why XRP is going to be successful. The company Ripple are looking at multiple markets around the world. Of course, Mexico being an example they often cite. I think, again, to go back to the question, when Moon, when Lambo, you just have to make your mind up how long you're willing to hold on to this token for. yes, it's been range bound underneath the 50 cent mark now since probably the middle of 2018, really, apart from that brief spike in late 2018. But think about this over the coming years. This isn't going away. This problem of moving money cheaply is not going away. So make of that what you will. What I would say is never invest money that you can't afford to lose and forget about for at least the medium term. And by the medium term, I mean the 2 to 5 year mark. And if you do that, and if you can do that and hold, I think you're going to see some real gains here. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about everything we've said today. For me, the problem that XRP is solving is pretty clear. I think it'll become clearer and clearer to those around the world, but let me know what you think. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Brave Counsel.